sunni. Aktma thon yasni. Tagnai.
In other words, we don't really want to remove an island from the map. So we're sending it back.
Yeah, too much effort to modify the map.
Wow.
The breath of Bismarck. See how it swells to form a dome beneath the waves? The waters recede. The Tempest's floor is laid bare. In defiance of the blinding sky, this place holds fast to its gloom. The last refuge of he who denies the light with every fiber of his being. You stand at the precipice, hero. Journey unto the heart of darkness. Finish it.
Full glad am I that Bismarck was true to his word. We are arrived in the Tempest safe and dry. 'Tis here that we shall find the lair of Emet-Selch, and I believe the imprisoned XIV as well. For an Asian alone, it is of course a trifling matter to flee onto the rift, yet I suspect such travel is nigh impossible with a mortal in one's custody. Nay, he would not soon risk his prize when the XIV's very body serveth as his key to the Crystal Tower and its powers of temporal transportation. Thus am I all but certain that this underwater realm harboureth our friend and enemy both. We have but to find them. In the event yet to lead the sea, speak with Inewil at the Vermont Yards and Calusia to return to the Tempest. Now, as for where we should be looking, I rather doubt that Emet-Selch will be sitting around out in the open. I propose we follow the slope down towards the deeper trenches, and keep an eye out for rock formations large enough to house a stronghold. Let's be off then, but watch your footing. The ground is still wet and I'd like to be slippery. Gasp!
The finless ones, they followed me. Why have you come? Was it you who took away our water?
Sorry. Ah, so this is where the Ondo make their home. I had wondered. Pray forgive us for any inconvenience we have caused. We were not aware your people lived here in the Tempest. We need this great dome of air that we might conduct the most urgent search, and thus beg you for your understanding.
Chieftain, what are we to do? Are you emissaries of the Ancient Ones?
Define Ancient Ones.
The mysteries have stirred. We have seen the illuminated land shining up through the gloom of the abyss. If you are emissaries, the chosen, I bid you welcome. If you are not, I bid you leave.
Can we get more description on what these emissaries are like? I'm not sure I understand. Would you be willing to elaborate? It would seem not. I suggest we withdraw for the moment. So what's the plan? Given your condition, I'm reluctant to suggest lingering here. That said, our presently meandering search would proceed far more swiftly if we could call upon the Ondo's local knowledge. Yes, I'd like to know more about this illuminated land the chieftain spoke of. Could it be Emet-Selch's stronghold, you suppose? Perhaps he lit the lanterns upon his return? We cannot dismiss the possibility, but if these Ondo refuse to speak with us... Green, do you remember my first scheme for entering Yulmore? How I had planned to ingratiate myself by offering lucrative trading opportunities with the Ondo? The individual I dealt with was reticent in manner and curious in custom, but we were able to reach an agreement nonetheless. I believe that with the right approach, we can build a similar relationship here. Words. And what kind of approach did you have in mind? That chieftain fellow didn't leave us many options. If we are to tread the swiftest course, then we must needs locate its beginning. His plain, all too dramatic arrival had thrown the settlement into confusion. Were we to solve such problems as we had caused, and show our host thereby our purpose here is not inimical to them, they may yet prove amenable to reason. I smell chores, but very well. If it can be done quickly. What do you think? I have nothing better to offer, but I do worry that what will happen if the Ondo's tale end up leading us to a dead end. I cannot say for certain, but I sense this tribe has a deeper connection to the Asians than first meets the eye. It warrants further investigation. Thus, I cast my vote in favor of aiding the settlement for the time being. We'll make allies of the Ondo. Then it is settled. Ishtola, pray proceed with your investigations. The rest of us will see about fostering some goodwill. Moments away from a heroic battle to save the world, and we can't escape side quests.
It's the way of JRPG.
Yay. Green, you won't believe who I just bumped into. This is Pausius Oan, the very fellow I did business with prior to our ill-fated stay in Yulmore.
I waited and you did not come. Then the mistel came, but his visits did not continue.
I am truly sorry, Pausius Oan. The things did not proceed as planned. Is there all we can do for you by in a way of apology?
Perhaps. By the Dry Return, a cavern to the north, is home to giant crabs. We do not fear the crab, for we are swift as swimmers. But now there is no water. We run, and they scuttle close behind, snipping and snapping with their claws. There are too many of them. Too many.
I believe I can be of assistance there. And what of you, Green? If you've not found a task, you are most welcome to join me. Indeed, I should appreciate the company, where the Dry Return has a rather ominous ring to it.
You could crack their shells. You must be stronger than you look.
Oh right, no audio. I see you reached your quota first again. I shall never be your equal in such tasks. Still, I would say we have reduced the local crab population to a far less threatening number.
My thanks to both of you. You must have a reward.
Nay, Paushusawan. This was to be a part of my apology to you, remember? Besides which, the lack of water is our doing, for which we must also make amends. Might I convince you to tell us something about your village instead? I would very much like to learn more of you and your people.
Very well. Before the flood came, it is said that our ancestral home was found in the seas to the south. It was utterly destroyed by the light. Only those who were out hunting survived. They swam aimless and lost until they spied the buildings here on the ocean floor.
What do you mean I'm here? What is that supposed to mean?
Strange buildings they were, and long had they stood under the water. Yet somehow they had been spared the scars of time and current. These structures provided shelter for my people, protection from the Tempest's turbulent waters and the predators which hunted within them. Their very existence seemed a miracle. The first shelters pondered their good fortune. It was clear that the race who had built such wonders had guided their course, and from this did they discern the truth. That the ancients had chosen us to serve as caretakers of the eternal sanctuary until such time as they returned. Thus, if it is judged that your coming and this great vanishing of water was by the ancients' design, you will find warm welcome here.
A truly astonishing history. Yet I cannot help but wonder, how the significance, or otherwise, of our arrival be decided?
The ancients have blessed us with protection and prosperity. If your presence serves to bring us the same, there'll be no doubt in the matter.
Then it would seem our earlier decision was the correct one. Good call, Alfinode. We thank you for the lesson, Paushusawan, and will continue to do all we can to assist your people. Should you desire our help with any other trouble, pray, do not hesitate to ask. We should return to the task at hand. Only, do try not to overexert yourself, my friend. The risk far outweighs the gain.
I think I found out how to get to the Aether Current.
Is it going down?
Yep. Oh, there it is.
Figured. Ah, green. Have you had an autumn note? Fascinating, and precisely the sort of information I was hoping to hear. In fact, if you have a moment, I'd like to borrow your eyes to confirm a theory I've been working on. Come. Now, there are two tasks I would help you perform. The first requires you to inspect the buildings which surround the Ondo settlement and note the most distinctive characteristics. For the second, I wish you to use this knife to take scrapings from one of the remnant walls. Pray be as thorough as you can. I shall be waiting here for the results of your investigations. You set the point of the knife against the wall, but even after applying considerable pressure, you cannot remove so much as a flake of stone. Inspect the structures of the Ondo cuts for distinctive features. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. What am I looking at? Oh, distinctive window. A tall, slender towers feature many elaborate windows, the likes of which you have seen nowhere else. And what have you discovered? Well, the buildings are tough, and there's a window. Yes, I would agree that the windows are most distinctive. It would seem the structures appear to same both your sight and mine. And you say you could not so much as crush the wall, even with all your might behind the blade. Green. Everywhere I turn in this place, my gaze is drawn by peculiar materials for which I do not have a name. The buildings you investigate are prime examples. They may appear to be constructed of ordinary stone, but I assure you nothing is of the sort. If pressed, I would describe the substance as a composite of several mineral properties, blended to create a material of unparalleled durability. Even in the Ronkan Empire, once the greatest power in Northrend, produced nothing which compares to this level of perfection. But if not the Ronkans, then who? Who are these ancients the Ondo claim as the architects of the sanctuary? I suspect our answer lies within the reason why Emet-Selch withdrew here to the Tempest. Ascians. He may simply have wished to retreat somewhere mere mortals would struggle to reach. But there are many such remote locations. Why here specifically? Emet-Selch is devoted to his role, and thus we might assume his choice of stronghold somehow serves the Ascian agenda. Or mayhap, it is a place more dear to him than any other. You're saying this was built by ancient Ascians? That is my theory, that these structures are remnants of a time before history, of a star that was yet whole and unbroken. Such traces in the source would have been obliterated by succession of umbral calamities, but here in the first, they might have remained untouched for millennia. A copy of the mural in the Kitana Ravel. Almed presented it to me during my visit to the Fano, after our victory in Calusia. Here, in the first scene, by Emet-Selch's own words, it depicts a city of eons past and the disaster which befell it. The design is much simplified, of course, but do you see the similarities between its towers and those you just inspected? I guess? We are close to the truth, I feel. Let us search the surrounds for another tower, one which matches the picture near enough to remove all doubt. From what I have seen, not more than sand and more sand lies to the east, and the south held no such structures. I suggest we try our luck further to the northwest. You may view the Kitana Ravel mural at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the Key Items menu. Quest destination will not be displayed on the map. You must search for a structure which resembles the buildings in the mural, then inspect it from a survey point. The survey point will be found nearby, in a location which allows a full view of the structure. It does look like the bottom part, at least. Hi, this is a mural writ large. Though I cannot guess at its purpose, it must have been an imposing sight. How much though the tower's height lie beneath the ground, I wonder? Centuries of our history have settled upon such ruins. Countless layers of dust and sediment. An entire civilization, its existence forgotten by all except a handful of Ascians. Yet it did exist. They lived here, in this city. But let us focus on what we've learned thus far. The Ondo chieftain spoke of mystery stirring, of a land illuminated. Judging by his words, he believes this phenomenon related to the Ancient's return. Thus we can surmise that what Ondo saw shining in the abyss was, in all likelihood, another remnant of this age-old civilization. And who else would light the lanterns, as Reen put it, than Emet-Selch himself? It's almost certain he is here. Or there. But if we are to find this stronghold in a timely manner, it seems gaining the Ondo's trust remains our swiftest path forward. I only hope our deeds are enough to win them over. Thank you for assisting me with my investigations. I shall seek out our companions and share what we have learned. Much as I would like to tell you to sit down and leave the rest to us, your condition demands that we make all reasonable haste. If you're not too wary, it may be useful to speak with Pausius Owan again, and ask if there's aught else he's willing to divulge.
Ah, Elfinote's friend. You and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the waters parted. Anything else you can do? Have you been to the walls of the Forgotten?
Are they the ruins to the northwest?
Yes, that is the sacred site which I speak. Could it be that your footsteps were guided there by the ancients? I believe it may be so. Listen then, I will tell you of our plans to bring light to the walls, that we might answer the shining call of the illuminated land. We have requested a finless craftsman to shape for us a sacred lamp. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It is concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If you were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. His name is Grenold.
What are the odds?
You'll find his workshop in a metal structure to the south.
Ah, it's just great, that is. Mine's playing tricks on me now.
Look, Grenold, someone's come to visit you at the bottom of the bleeding ocean.
Oh, you might be a ghost eye.
Come on, foul shade, feast yourself on me, rotten soul. I got no use for a craftsman what can't craft is more pointless than a sea slug with a dome and hammer. That's an insult to bloody sea slugs.
Colonel appears to be suffering from a crushing bout of self-doubt. Maybe you can help psych him up.
You wouldn't be trying to raise me spirits now, would you, spirit? Not what you'd expect from a servant of the netherworld.
Have we met before?
Might be as we cross pass back in the Crystarium, but I don't reckon we've been formally introduced. The name's Grenold, and this here is meant to be me underwater sanctuary, a place where I can give myself over to me work, far from the distractions of the outside world. And yet here we stand. What's so damned important that you'd dive all the way down to the bottom of the bleeding Tempest to bother me?
Or the Ondo need a lamp.
Ah, the Ondo's lamp. God's curse me, empty head. I've not so much made a start.
What, were you too busy making kettles?
I am worth less than a sea slug. Nay, the slime left by a sea slug.
Hey, I resent that statement.
Me delivery date's long past. Me workbench is untouched, and I call myself a bleeding artisan. You heard their beliefs, have you? Bringing light to them ruins will be an act of deep and religious and cultural significance.
And it was my privilege as a craftsman to be tasked with a ritual instrument worthy of dedication, but I just can't bloody well. My mind's a bleeding plague. It's like I pissed away my last drop of inspiration. Maybe you need some depth to motivate you. I mean, that's what Geralt does. Tell me you got something to show me. Something that'll give me a muse or a good kick up the arse. You all know want to honor the coming of these ancients, so their answering light's got to blaze with the right kind of brightness. Like a spark of light caught in a crystal. But just being sparkly is not enough. It's got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense of hardship and joy. You know what I mean? Your thoughts turn to the warriors of life in the First, and the crystal you discovered at the end of the journeys. Maybe Grenold would find them inspiring. I guess that's why we need to do the role quests for the crystals. Well, good thing I did all of them. Left the Ondo down, aye, but more than that, I left myself down. Might as well go back to mended cat. Oh. That's oddly specific. Show Grendel crystal which once belonged to one of Arper's companions. Yes. What's that you've got there? Such striking beauty. It shines with a heartache and laughter and the transience of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. I can see the brilliance of this crystal's legacy. You'd never capture such a gleam, not if you labored 100 years. But bucket at me if I don't mean to try. What are me tools, you goddamn you? I must set to work before the feeling fades. Reynolds brimming with newfound inspiration.
Oh, also, make sure to get the lookout point.
Which lookout point?
It's in there.
Okay.
Behind you.
Okay, I can't see behind myself right now because I'm talking with an NPC.
I know.
I can feel it. A vision forming in me mind. Step aside, lad, and let me itching hands get to work. And done. Checking the wonders that crystal showed me and channel them into a new shape up of its Ondo spiritual character. Ooh. Coral lamp. Not a bad job if I do say so myself. I didn't think I was this close to hanging out my hammer after studying the craft of the ancients. Been across the length and breadth of Northrant and gobbled up every scrap of crafting wisdom I could find. No matter which technique I tried, me work with just no comparison. Couldn't even figure out how they put the damn buildings together. Misty for the ages, that's what drew me in the first place. Built me a workshop, got the forges burning, then lost me bleeding will to craft. Thank the gods for that crystal of yours, or I might have never gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has been through the kind of journey they sing songs about. Echoes of the memory it holds just speak directly to your heart. I can still feel it coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away. It's swelling up stronger and stronger. Give me the chance and I reckon I can weave this crystal saga into other things as well. I gotta be, I almost forgotten the Ondo's commission. We could drag that Lambo to Tolsh's Arth with me. I'll stay here and dream up a new armaments for you to try. Alright, just don't get racked up into a lot of debt anytime soon, will ya? You now have access to Grenold's Forge. Equipment rewards will become available for collection based on the role quest you have completed. Oh boy, a Dark Knight weapon named Shadowbringer.
Heh. Never would have guessed.
What is it that you have there? Grenold's lamp. This profusion of highly, brightly glowing coral-like branches is most definitely not a kettle. The sacred lamp, and the finless one has kept his promise. My people tell me of many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the cups. Now you come to me, bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. Yes, the time for fear has passed. You shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the Forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends?
No. It belonged to all of them. I thought you were always watching.
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal?
Will involve 4 separate journeys and hunting down sin eaters who were made out of your friends.
I was right then.
It's a lot less morbid than it sounds.
Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emet-Selch was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
For the record, yes, Alex would do any different. But that's what the entire Coils of Bahamut was for, wasn't it?
So?
You have completed your devotions?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I just said suppose so.
Yeah.
Nothing important. Oh,
Yes.
wrong way. I was supposed to go below.
To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes, impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Don't forget to go back and pick up armor from Grenold.
I did.
Good.
Shall we?
I'm pretty sure it's going to keep us from not dying in the upcoming boss battle.
A chieftain has bid me to guide your steps to the illuminated land. Come, the way lies downwards. Follow the path of coral and rock, and join your comrades below.
You can see it from there.
Okay, I was wondering if you were saying there was another one before I jumped down from the other ramp.
No, after this talking, you'll have Rhine right at the edge, and you'll probably just want to jump down from that
Got
edge,
it.
so before you jump from there.
Gotcha.
All are gathered, yes. Then I shall describe the path you must take. Enter the cavern beyond and follow the wall down, down, and down. Once at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest. Then continue west, and west, and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance and do not stray into the deep.
I'm gonna be straying.
Just before the journey's end, you will find the Caliban Gap and the barrier we placed at its mouth. This obstacle will fade, and should you raise a hand towards it, we have made it so.
A most succinct explanation. We thank you for your guidance. Right. Deeper into the depths we go. Our guide made us travel to the cavern floor and thence to the west. Yet it would seem these twisting tunnels defy such simple instruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come behind. Ah, Green. You have a choice of two routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks, or skip along this coral branch as Alice has done. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. Oh. There you are. Come on, I think I found the tunnel we were looking for. Here. This must be the barrier Ondo spoke of. Well, that was more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. Was a treacherous path indeed. Now, I believe one of us needs but to raise a hand to banish the next obstacle. Green, I elect you to do the honors. As long as it's not going to shock me or anything. Gone, just like that. Suppose we should head in. Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay aware of our surroundings, shall we?
By the gods.
Looks surprisingly modern, by our standards.
When the Ondo spoke of a city,
Yeah.
I did not think they
I
meant
think
an
that's part of
actual
the point.
city.
Does that mean if we live long enough, we'll eventually get to Final Fantasy?
I mean, I think that's
We are
what
seeing the same view.
point the sci-fi is. To imagine what our future could
The
be.
remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But
That said, I
these-
think that kind of city is more practical for modern day. I think we'll want something else in our future.
Hmm.
Everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
Maybe Bioshock had the right idea then.
Go underwater.
Yeah. It's all free real estate.
Depends on how deep it goes.
Fair.
Like, how deep the land is.
Green. Did you note the style of the architecture? It's the same used for the remnants at the cups and the murals painted towers. Look closely. Emet-Selch has not simply reclaimed these ruins. He has layered a semblance of an entire city upon them. Gods, the magnitude of his artifice is staggering. Though it pains me to admit, we did not fully understand the feats of which an old-world Ascian is capable. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at the tower from the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. Green slime recognized. Welcome to the city of Amarot. Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is not so passing strange. Did Emet-Selch not invite Green to visit his abode? His plain thy coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of Achora Heights. but it is presently configured to convey passengers directly to ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of a few hundred yards of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. I wish to ride the lift. As you wish. The lift will arrive shortly.
That is a very strange robotic voice.
Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capitol. Is that better?
Yes, actually, drastically better.
Awesome.